NoSo Connection. Welcome to the premiere episode of Ryan Gray's NoSo Draft Show. We are here diving in the premiere. Excited. Drafts are fun. Ryan, what do you got?
All right, we are drafting WWE tags from the Golden Era, but the premise is 1985 WrestleMania 1 to 1993 WrestleMania 9. And that's pretty much the guidelines. You're drafting them off their aura, their accolades, but most importantly, like their match resume. Say if you wanted to build like a DVD set out of these guys, you can think of it that way. Or if you were kind of starting a promotion, if Kelly was in Canada, Richie was in Long Island, you were in Rhode Island, I was in Boston, that was our territory. And we wanted
to tight territory for me and Richie, man. Not a lot of room to work.
You're just trying to put me behind the 8 ball, aren't you?
Maybe to bring the work musical theater back for me.
My territory's too large.
Huge. Kelly's got the advantage. It's tight knit.
Kelly doesn't have cable though. That's a trade-off.
No, or TV. It's based strictly on newspaper ads.
That's it.
So at the end of the day, vote on who has the best tag team roster after this draft.
And this is on YouTube and audio, right? So if you're listening, you want to see it, we'll have the draft board up so you can track along with us if you want to go to the YouTube channel for sure. But this will be a lot of fun, and we definitely want everyone to vote after to let us know who had the best roster here.
Yep. So that's for sure. You can vote in the comments, maybe a Twitter poll, maybe a Google poll. We'll figure that out afterwards. But that information will be settled by the time this is released. So let's not waste any more time, and let's figure out this goddamn draft order. All right, Kelly, would you have if you could have anything, Kelly, what would you want? The first pick, last pick, what would you want? Just curious.
First pick, British Bulldogs.
That would, so you would want the first pick. Now let's see. Boom, randomized. Oh, it's Ryan, Justin, Kelly, and Richie.
I know I'm taking number 2.
All right.
All right, so Ryan, Justin,
I think the order we're already in. It just worked out.
Pretty much. All right, so I'm off the bat. And I'm going to go with the most popular tag team. I'm not going to go with the best in-ring tag team, but I want to draw a house. I want these team to be able to play baby or heel, the most effective, and that is Axe, that is Smash, and I am taking Demolition, first pick, 1 of 1. That is my pick. And I'm not sure what side of the fence they're playing on. They have a pretty decent resume, but they are the coolest tag team on this list, so I am going with that. Demolition off the board.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great first pick, obviously. You get a lot of cool moments, some of the biggest pops of that era, and just obviously iconic for that tag division. But all right, so I mean, obviously a ton of great teams on the board here. I'm kind of torn between 3. One is like the ultimate star power, and then one's kind of the work, and then one's kind of in between. And I think that's where screw it. I'm going pure star power. I'm taking the mega powers, baby. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage. I'm going for it. It's best angle in wrestling history up until probably Austin McMahon. So maybe number 2 at worst at this point. But you don't get much out of them. But to me, the star power, bringing them into the territory, is big enough.
Well, too bad they're only going to be a tag team for 6 months, and then
that's fine. I'll take the few. Just as big as the tag team. I'll take it.
But we only booked tag team match. Then they got to go to another territory and go do the singles feud.
They'll get the initial house up for me, and then we'll bring them in with the work.
That's the beauty of it. You can have them be a team for 2-3 years, unlike in real life.
Yeah.
Well, since JT was generous, I'll take the Bulldogs. I would have taken the Mega Powers if the Bulldogs were gone. I got into wrestling because of Mr. T and WrestleMania 2, but I stayed because of the British Bulldogs. I fell in love with them. They were the first act that I fell in love with. I caught, unfortunately, Dynamite hurt his back a couple months later, but I didn't really know. You could tell the difference, through adult eyes, but as a kid, I didn't even know that he was hurt. Anyway, they're the reason I stayed with wrestling all these years. So that's who I'm taking.
The wrestling product definitely changed when they entered the tag team scene for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that Bulldogs Hearts feud. I mean, that's the first early iconic feud of the Mania era, right? So
yeah, and all the stuff they did with the Dream Team was great too.
Mm-hmm. I'd figure I take the last half of that. I'm going to take the Hart Foundation. Yeah. Hart Foundation, staple of the tag team division for a long while. I'm surprised we don't call this, the original Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty type of split, because that's what happened here with Bret Hart going to the prominence. But people don't really remember his tag run with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. as well, just because of Bret Hart was such a iconic singles wrestler. But these guys were the staple of the tag team division at that time. So Hart Foundation is my top pick.
Well, and they can work face, they can work heel. You can kind of use them as utility guys, however you need. And Ryan, I was listening to Chronoso SummerSlam '88 recently. I'm behind a little bit, but and I really like. I forget who covered it, the Hart Foundation demolition match on there, but it was like the in-depthness of it really made me appreciate. Like, I feel like that little stretch of Hearts is kind of forgotten in their run, because you get the '87 like big heel stuff with Danny Davis and the Bulldogs. Then they kind of split up a little bit, and the next time we really think about them is more probably like into '89, but they don't do a lot feud wise. But you almost forget that little '88 run where like they have the issues with Jimmy and the Rougeaus and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that first big match with Demolition, like that's like Demolition's first big title defense, which you don't think about either. So, and it kind of low key sets the table for 2 years later when the Hearts come back into the title picture and beat them. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of a forgotten little time that it refreshed my mind on, that you forget you get that interlude between like the big face run and the big heel run, that they're doing some cool stuff in between.
Yeah, 100%. Great stuff. And Rocco Martone was the one that covered
That's
that
what I thought. Okay, I should have known. Anything Rocco talks about, I'm into. So,
yeah, he does a great job as always.
I just want to make sure it wasn't Johnny C. I don't want to give credit if I didn't have to.
Wow, Johnny C kind of stray on this. Jeez. All right, Richie, what was your second round pick? Starting it off.
Second round pick, I have to go with this team. What they lacked in championship wins, they made up for it 1,000% just by influencing the business at large. Give me the Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. Got my 1A, 1B right here with the Rockers. Completely influential to the tag team division and just how double team moves were made. Definitely just one of the first teams to utilize that 5 count for the flashy maneuvers that I'm sure everybody would have been screaming today, like how people do Canadian destroyers, but they were doing double drop kicks off the top. They were doing double fist drops. They were completely influential in a different side of wrestling. So Rockers are my round 2 pick.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. Like a lot of drafts, sometimes that fourth spot, Richie's a place to be, because you kind of, no pun intended, you kind of pick up this whatever, right? Like someone always drops, and then you just come right back with that other great team. Like those are the two I debated along with the Mega Powers for sure when I was making my choice. So you got to me, you got 2 of the top 3 that were out there.
Yeah, Rockers was the next team I wanted for sure. It's by far my favorite Shawn Michaels now as an increasingly aged man. His singles run, I mean, yeah, of course there's a lot of great stuff, but I'd much rather watch the Rockers and the Midnight Rockers, although we're not counting them. All that stuff.
Maybe in your territory. Canada, there you.
Yeah, I'll bring the Midnight Rockers. I'll have like a knockoff. Yeah, I'll change
my shirt, Kelly. Right.
Change the gimmick of one of these teams.
Take rhythm and blues.
Nice. Nah, they'll probably be around later.
You may be around the show ends. I can say that's probably a safe bet.
There's definitely sort of a drop off.
Yeah, we're on the next tier.
Yeah, we're definitely in the next tier now. I need a heel team. Well, I'll take the Dream Team. There you go. Ooh. There's your main event right there.
You got a nightmare on the horizon right there.
Say you're on the horizon. Yeah, you got to now. You got to encroach into Chicago. The nightmare at the Calgary Stampede.
At the Saddle Dome for sure.
I was hoping to get them on the turn. Oh well.
Yeah, well, you can bring in Ozzy still too, maybe to work that gimmick, and of course Captain Lou can come in as well because he led the Bulldog to the championship. You know, he did a lot to really get them to the next level, taking all the
last
credit.
round pick. That guy,
greatest gymnastic tag team. All right, so if I go with pure star power, I'm gonna go with the team Met Stars, but it's really focused on the work, and it's one of the best tag teams in history. Featuring one of the best tag team wrestlers in wrestling history, and that's the Brainbusters. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Their WWF run again is short. I'm fine with it because that year that they're there is super high quality stuff. Like the Demolition matches are great, all the Rockers matches, the Hart Foundation match at SummerSlam. I love the WrestleMania 5 Strike Force stuff. So you get like a ton of high quality work in that 1 year, plus elite heel, team stuff that they break out there with Heenan and everything. So I'm happy to get them here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm just gonna go same vibe. I need a babyface team, and I am going with Strike Force. Not a long time, but a short time. But I just feel like I have Demolition that can play either side of the park, so I want to just hammer down my babyface side of the team here. And I love Tito Santana. Rick Martel is a really, really good wrestler as well. Underrated team, just not having the longevity, but I'm all right with that because Demolition is going to be together forever. So I am totally fine taking the strike force in the second round here. And to start the third round, I'm going to reach a little here, but I just need Demolition and I just need Legion of Doom to put a little explanation point and a headliner at the marquee right there. So that's what I'm going. I'm going LOD, I'm going Demolition, and I'm going Strike Force as my first 3 picks. And I understand that the Legion of Doom is better outside of the WWF, but I need to sell them action figures. So I'm going Legion of Doom.
Yeah, definitely for the marketability standpoint, you have to go Legion of Doom. Probably one of the most marketable tag teams, if not the most marketable tag team during this era. Unfortunately, WWE, WWF didn't really capitalize on it like the other territories did, but they still did just enough where they pretty much left a trail on how to do a superstar tag team correctly that don't spin off into those singles competitors, that Shawn Michaels, Martin Jannetty effect. And I do believe that they're the only ones who, along with X-Pac, has their own term to describe like a crowd noise. And that's it's the Road Warrior pop. You know, it's not the Legion of Doom pop, but it's pretty close to the Road Warrior pop.
They probably sold a lot of the rubber shoulder pads.
Oh, I'm sure a shitload. Yeah.
I'm kicking myself. I should have taken them because now that I think of it, Bulldogs and LOD was a match that never happens.
That's why I kind of went with it too, because Demolition and LOD should have happened.
It happened, but in kind of like a flare.
You can just take the Powers of Pain, Kelly, and then you can kind of get it.
That happened. Bulldogs and Powers of Pain.
Well, it's funny because I feel like we all keep saying wasn't a long run, but outside of like the Hearts, Demolition, and the Rockers, like a lot of the teams on this list with the era we're doing don't have more than like a year or two, like within this stretch that we're doing, right? Some kind of come into it, some maybe later, but I'm looking at the list. Like there's really not a ton here now that maybe have more than like a couple years at most. So I think this is where we're at with the project we're doing. So, all right. So I get the Mega Powers, I get the Brain Busters. So I guess I'll caveat it again. I'm going with a team that really has a brief run in this window, but to me, I'd say the best pure work team that's left on this list. And you also get the arsenal of amazing squash matches they have within those 3 months, and that's the Steiner brothers. I love the Beverly Brothers match. I kicked the shit out of them at the Rumble. Slugfest with the Head Shrinkers at WrestleMania 9, which is the end of our little run here. But they have some really elite squashes on Raw and Superstars there, with Scott breaking out the screwdriver and like all kinds of shit on TV. And I could just watch them destroy. I could just bring them in and have them destroy jobbers every week, and it would draw money. So I'm going to bring the Steiners in. Have a fun feud with can have a dream match with the Mega Powers, which would be awesome. Can have a fun feud with the Brain Busters as well with some heel face stuff. So go with the Steiners.
That's a good pick. Yeah, that'd be another good matchup for the Bulldogs dream match. I'm gonna go with. I need some beef. I'm gonna go with the Twin Towers.
Oh,
there we go.
Sleeper.
Yeah, a sleeper, but
That's
I mean, two major stars at one point in different ways, and it was kind of a weird team in that it kind of evolved slowly, but I guess that's happened with a few teams over the years. Demolition they had the feud with, and then it kind of just sputtered out. But yeah, another short one. But I think them and the Bulldogs, that would be an amazing matchup.
I was going to ask you, did that ever happen?
No.
It was thereafter, right? Bulldogs are done pretty much when they start. Right, it was around the same time, right?
November
Bulldogs left
88?
right after Survivor Series '88. They went back to Calgary.
That's right around the Towers kind of started. It was in the fall, right?
Yeah, ships passing in the night.
Pretty cool. Mars, gut.
Better late than never.
Definitely mad I don't have them. I could have taken them over the Steiners, but it was a toss up again. I was hoping they'd maybe sneak back my way because they're so amazing. The match with the Rockers, WrestleMania 5, it's like one of my sneaky favorite matches of all time.
Yeah, it's underrated.
I could watch that match all day long. It's so It's like the perfect to me big versus little tag match. It's flawless in that regard.
All right, for my third pick, I got to get more star power on my side. I got the great wrestling. Now I just need the star power. And this team, they weren't really created for big hype. They won the tag titles pretty much unannounced at a house show, and they had a featured match at WrestleMania 9. I am going with Money Inc., going Ted DiBiase and IRS. Pretty much very easy. Born heels. Who likes tax collectors? Who likes someone who flaunts their money around? Would be easy for the Rockers to fight from underneath. It'd be easy for the Hart Foundation to fight from underneath. So Money Inc. would be my third pick.
A lot of chin holds, but anyways,
I think the Rockers and the Hart Foundation make an
they
entertainment.
could work.
You need a team to bring the crowd back down after the Rockers and Hart Foundation wake them up. So the Money Inc. is perfect.
No, it works good. It works good.
And my fourth pick, starting off the fourth round. Let's see. Slim pickings here. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Haku and the Barbarian.
Oh,
I'm gonna take them. It's a different tag team. It's one of those tag teams that were kind of thrown together, but just kind of makes sense. And I feel like Haku and the Barbarian they have that style where it's like almost that big man, little man style that they could kind of have a good match with the Hart Foundation. They could toss the Rockers around. And for Money Inc., well, we need a come down before we come back up for my territory. So that's my fourth pick.
That's an awesome pick. Like, that was my next pick because I wanted to have them fight the Steiners and like an ultimate Haas war, which I'm sure they fought in WCW.
Like street fights everywhere.
Oh God, I wanted it.
Yeah.
But that's great because you already know they have great chemistry with the Rockers, right? We saw that WrestleMania 7. Them and the Hearts would be a lot of fun. So that's a really good heel.
Also, I feel like if we let Haku on the board, he would just come to each of our houses and just like beat us up.
We don't need him ripping Kelly.
We have 3 more tries to get him. So
I'm just saying I don't want him to go lower than 4. That's on me.
Yeah, they're
You gotta
definitely a
kinda
team
think-
that's aged well, like Haku and Barbarian. When you were young, you didn't think a lot about it, but yeah, as the years go on, Barbarian, I love him. Haku's great too, and Haku's so great. I'm gonna stick with him, and I'm gonna make my territory is gonna be the Bulldogs in the Bruno Sammartino role. Let's say taking on just one monster team after the next, and the next team is going to be the Colossal Connection.
Nice.
For them.
nice.
I mean, it tells you how good of it's like just an underrated tag worker Haku is. Like, he has 3 teams on this list that are all great in their own ways,
Yeah,
so it's a pretty cool variance of work.
Haku's getting
totally.
booked, brother.
All right. Oh man. Some good options here for sure. I got 3 I'm battling with, but I'm just gonna stick with the star power. My teams have been set up to be like brawling Haas fights, beat the shit out of each other, madness. So I'm gonna go with the Funks. I'm gonna go Terry and Haas. See them fight with Hogan and Savage would be awesome. Them against the Steiners would be a lot of fun. Them trying to out heal the Brainbusters if we even go that route, trying to who can be the sneakier on each side. So I'll take the Funks.
All right. That's
Yeah,
really
Hogan Savage against the Funks would have been
That'd be really
amazing
cool.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
very cool. All right. I need heels, and I have 2 in mind. I had 3 in mind, but Justin just took them. So, anyways, I am going to go with a low-key, underrated tag team, and that is the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers. I think I have Legion of Doom, I have Strike Force, and I have Demolition. I need douchebag heels to fill the roles in these matches, and there's no one better to take a shit kicking than the Fabulous Rougeaus, and they'll get their heat back instantly with their little Quebecian flags, and they are all-American boys. So that is my last pick in the 4th round. And the first pick in the 5th round is another heel team, and it's a personal favorite. I can't let them go another 6 picks without risking it, and that is the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs, Jerry Sags. I love them. I'm overpicking them. I don't care. Pity City all day for me here. I think they fit really well with my babyface roster, and then low key they just work. So I'm going the Nasty Boys. They can face either the World Warriors have bangers, Demolition have bangers, and then they're perfect foils for the Pretty Boy Strike Force guys. So Nasty Boys as is.
And they can talk too, like, right? They have come in with a really good gimmick. So yeah, I mean, when you look at some of the names on this list remaining, like there's some good ones, and they're at the top for me is like some of the ones remaining. All right, well, I still like three on this list that stand out to me, so I'm just gonna have to pick one. That's really close. I'm gonna go with the Head Shrinkers. I didn't get Haku and Barbarian, so I want to go with the other kind of badass island-based team that can throw down. Again, them versus the Funks in like a street fight, arena fight kind of thing would be really cool. We know they got great chemistry with the Steiners. They natural kind of a Hogan thing too to take on a team like that. So I'm just I got a type, but I'm sticking with it. It is just big ass, strong tag teams that throw down and beat the shit out of each other. So
yeah, well, they specialized in that, right?
Yeah.
That was
and some more nasty squashes. I got some really good squash teams with Funk. I mean, Funk's a good squash worker. Steiners, Head Shrinkers, all can just kick the shit out of guys. So
yeah, the Marcus brothers are gonna get their ass kicked in your territory.
yeah, they are.
Well, I need a bit of variety. I'm still going with heel teams for the Bulldogs, but I have two beefy teams. I'm going to go with this is kind of it would be a bit of a dream match, different eras slightly. I'm going to go with the Heavenly Bodies next.
Nice. Nope, they're not in. Remember, we changed the.
Oh, yeah, we changed it, right? Post. Right, because I was looking in the chat here. Yeah,
I know you love the Gigolo.
Strike that.
You can give us a Jimmy Rowe Del Rey impression if you want.
He's kind of got the mustache going too. He's got the Gigolo.
Well, if you count them, maybe I will. But...
Gigolo Kelly Nelson over here.
I'll give it to him if he does the dance.
Okay, well, I'll pass on that. Oh, here's one. I'll take Power and Glory.
Yeah, there you go. Great pick. That was one of the other ones I was really debating. So underutilized.
Great finish.
You can finally give them their due, and like what they should have been is a top tag team because they were so great in those early months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked like they were on their way to a tag title run until the Nasty Boys kind of usurped their heat in a way.
Yep. No, it's a great pick.
All right. Again, slim pickings. But I'm trying to get as well-rounded of a tag division as I can. I got Heart Foundation, Rockers, Money Inc., Haku and Barbarian. But I need something for the children, the youth. And I feel like the best pick for that would be the Bushwhackers.
There you go. When you said round, I thought you might be picking National Disasters.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bushwhackers, even though they're not the sheep herders, they're not the savages they were on the independent scene. Bushwhackers, when they came to WWE, complete 180. And again, a lot of memorable moments with the Bushwhackers. The licking of the heads, the fastest elimination in the Royal Rumble at the time.
So you get the staying power. I mean, it's hard to argue. Like they were over. When they wanted to work here and there, they could, right? But this. They took the path that many guys that got paid big time in the late 80s WWF did and just kind of said, all right, I'm going to work this routine into the ground and just cash out on it and save my body. So it's very smart in a way too, but hey, they were on like every pay-per-view, they made a shitload of money on those hats, right? Like everyone remembers them. Everyone knows the Bushwhackers. So
yeah, I just want the money, brother. I just want to get paid just so everyone can stay in my territory. But again, is this the last pick? Last round?
This is
last
it.
round.
Oh boy. So I think I have to go with a very underrated team, probably the most underrated team that we have up here. Probably try to give their just due. I'm going to go take the Killer Bees.
Yep. Definitely good.
Great value strike force right there.
Yeah, the Bushwhackers, going back to them, they must have had the longest run by far of any of the teams, right?
They were in the 96 tag team tournament.
Didn't they do an angle with Brian Pillman just to show like a sort of a? It was it went nowhere. It was just I think he was maybe even on Superstars, but just to show you how long they went, they actually crept into the almost the Attitude Era.
Yeah, they're into mid 96, and they show up in 88. So yeah, so the teams on this list, they definitely have the longest.
Yeah, Heart Foundation had a break and
maybe the Steiners
not as long. Steiners as an overall team, and of course the Funk Brothers.
Because the Steiners are what, like 90 to when did they first get together? 89, 90?
89, yeah. But the Bushwhackers, I think, started teaming together maybe
Oh yeah, if you count everything,
60s?
yeah.
If you
Yeah,
go
count
way,
everything.
way
In the
back.
60s?
Like the
Wow.
60s.
Yeah, I think they maybe did. It's
Yeah.
crazy how long they were in Calgary in the 70s in Stampede. Okay, so this is the last round. Well, I'm gonna go with I need like a B face team, an understudy to the Bulldogs, and I think this is good value here at the end. I'm gonna take the US Express.
I was hoping they got to me.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of they're totally forgotten because they were only 1985.
Yeah.
And just vanished off the face of the earth. I mean, there was the second version, but I'm
You
not
can
counting
take Dan
them.
Spivey.
No, you
Dan
can have the
Spivey and Barry
you can have
Windham.
the
Which one you want?
Spivey version, Ryan. Why not? But no, this is to make it clear, it is the Wyndham and Rotundo version, not the Spivey and Rotundo version.
Well, you didn't classify either. Are you taking the new Dream Team with Dino Bravo and Valentine?
That's great. That would be a fun.
We didn't have them.
I
On
mean,
the
it's
list. I guess
tempting to
that's
take
what I'm
Dino
gonna add
and
him so we can do
his
the honorable mentions, but
his Canadian flag.
we didn't mention
trunks.
the new Dream Team. And we didn't have the machines on here either, Ryan. If anyone wants to go back and retcon to the machines.
Yeah. I mean that like Andre, Blackjack Mulligan, and Mass Superstar or Demolition Axe, Bill Eadie. There's 3 all-time greats right there as the machines.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go versatility with my last pick. It's a team that can work face or heel. They can brawl, but they can be finesse. And I think they have an awesome feud with their very similar fellow team and the Head Shrinkers. And I'm just going to take the Islanders. I mean, to get them in the 6th round, I think is at the end of the 6th round, pretty much, I think is too much value to pass up to get a team that good that late. So, maybe we can do a little territory swap at some point, get Strike Force in, do a little wee Ricky Martel against the Islanders. I can send over the Fighters for a month or so. But
one of the greatest feuds ever.
All right, so it's on me for the last pick. And do I think I have to go heel. But I don't. Fuck it. Fuck it. Sheik and Volkov. It is what it is.
Former champs.
Very memorable. I get Freddie Blassie. I get a little slick action in the towards the tail end of it.
Yeah.
But I get heat every night with that promo.
you get the anthem. You get to sing the anthem every night.
I love Sheiky Baby. I could do without Volkov, but I think
you
that
can do a little Taramia if you want. You can work that.
Yeah, I think a little bit, but I think I can kind of bolster Demolition on the babyface side type of things now. So I was debating on a few teams, and I think they're the best of the worst. So I'm definitely.
I think whoever's left, nothing glaring to me jumps out as a team that is anything significantly different than them. So,
they had a run with the belts. You can't say it. Did we get all the champions?
No, there's one. There's at least one team on here that had belts. So, but we'll run down our rosters in a minute. Here's the honorable mentions kind of that we had on our list, picking list in the pool. We didn't get to. So the Young Stallions, the other champions, the National Disasters, were champions. So we didn't pick them. Conquistadors, Powers of Pain. I'd say that's probably the biggest surprise. Maybe I would have thought they would have went. If Peter Winston was there for sure, they would have went. New Foundation, High Energy, Rhythm and Blues, the Bolsheviks, Beverly Brothers, Orient Express, Can-Am Connection, New Dream Team, the Machines, and then I don't know if Stud and Bundy, they probably would have counted, right? We didn't have them, but yeah.
JYD Santana perhaps could have counted, but
they had a lot.
And we said Megabox maybe could have.
Yeah.
So that was it. Well, you guys, let's give one more rundown. I'll start up top. I got Demolition. I have Legion of Doom. I have Strike Force. I have the Rougeau brothers. I have the Nasty Boys, and I have Sheik and Volkov.
All right. I got the Mega Powers, the Brain Busters, the Steiner brothers, the Funk brothers, the Head Shrinkers, and the Islanders. So if you're into Haas, hard-hitting fights, come to the Warwick Musical Theater.
I got the Star Power here in Worcester.
And if you like brother teams, go there too.
I got a lot of brother oos action here with my teams, and even Hogan, right? Everyone's his brother, so yeah,
everyone's brother.
Yeah, well, mine's a Haas territory too. My centerpiece tag team, the crown jewel, the British Bulldogs. It's the whole territory revolves around them. Lots of beef. We got the Dream Team. We've got the Colossal Connection. We've got the Twin Towers, Power and Glory. Can you just think of those feuds one after the next? Be amazing. And as the understudy babyface team, the U.S. Express.
There you go.
Love it. Richie.
And for my territory, it's very half work rate based, and it's also a little bit of everything in here. Try to get most variety, more bang for my buck. I got the Heart Foundation, I got the Rockers, I got Money Inc., I got Haku and Barbarian, I got the Bushwhackers, and I got the Killer Bees. So if you like some work rate stuff with a little bit of star power, a little bit of everything, a little bit of
Licking.
something for the kids, a lot of licking.
Lots of licking.
Something if you like some Haas's, we got Haku and we got Barbarian. If you want some established heels that you just can't stand, we got Money Inc. A little bit of everything. So if you like that, come vote for my tag team list.
That's
Listen,
it.
the one thing I
Heard it here.
know, I locked up is the Bennett Rollins vote with the Mega Power. So that's all I needed. So that's it. That's 2 right there locked in the bank.
I don't know. He might get Bulldogs might pull him away. We'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
going for the British vote, the UK vote.
There you go. Yes.
That'll sway things, and Canada too, because of the Commonwealth and all that. So yeah, I'll be fine.
Naturally.
Excellent. All right. Well, that was the first draft, guys. That was a lot of fun. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback out there on who they think got the best roster. Seek out the polls. Let's hear your opinions. And what topic would you like to hear next on a draft too? So that is it for us at the North-South Connection. Kelly, thank you. Richie, thank you. And Justin, I'll see you on the next one, buddy.